Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer, and welcome back to FM24 Youth Factory. We're watching a replay of when Kotek took the lead. We had finished last episode with Salford and beat them 4-0, but then we turn around in our very next league match and travel to Salford City to play them on the road. Fortunately, we were able to come from behind to claim victory in this one, 2-1 after going down early. And did so really despite a pretty poor showing from the team overall. Outside of the goal getters, Redknapp, not even a proper center back, was the only other one who managed to put in a 7 performance other than guys from the bench. We followed that up with a pretty solid victory against Doncaster, who was fifth place in the league at the time. And you can see how we took command early. Lanahan Penry scoring in the 20th and Walker in the 33rd. They score right back to get back in the game, but we put it away pretty early in the second half. And even then, we still don't have terribly high ratings across the board as a team. We still didn't control the match as much as one would hope, but it was enough to claim all 3 points. Carlisle, on the road, hard-fought 3-2 victory. We'd taken the early lead, but they battled immediately back and then took the lead from us. Came out strong in the second half with Adekunle and Jones, each getting on the score sheet. And this one was definitely a better, stronger performance. Not everybody played at a high level. Webb, Julian, McCartney, Wilkinson all struggled in that one, but the rest of the team, and this was definitely a more complete performance. Nice come-from-behind victory and 3 points on the road. And then a disappointing 1-1 draw with Chesterfield. That definitely left a lot to be desired. The team played very, very poorly on the day. A lot of 6-7 to 6-9 ratings, meaning it was a very quiet, very subdued day. And, both goals came pretty early in this one. A lot of knocks picked up over the last few matches. Phil Hewitt picked up one. Lanahan Penray's picked up one, but fortunately both were relatively minor injuries. Next up for us is the third round of the southern section for that Papa John's trophy with Woking. 9 matches in December as we finally hit the 1st of January. McCartney is serving a 1-match suspension for yellow card accumulation, and Lanahan Penrys has a 2 to 4 day injury following yesterday's game and that minor knock. So it's pretty minor. It will take a handful of days. Chris Webb on yellow card warning, and Rossini also 1 match away from a suspension, as is Ashley Potter. Redknapp he's on the verge of returning to full fitness. So 9 matches in the month of December, and we've actually come out of it pretty clean, pretty healthy. Match shape is high for everyone other than Koulibaly. Lanahan Penrys is losing sharpness, but has it currently. And, looking at player conditions, they just played yesterday. And, other than those first 11 from the game, they're already looking pretty decent following that one. So we're in good shape. We're healthy. We have survived a very busy December. And we've put ourselves in a very competitive position. We're second in the league. It is a close-fought battle at the top, but the battle's at the top. We're just 1 point behind Preston now. We're 1 point ahead of Barnsley, 5 ahead of Wrexham, and then it does start to tail off at Plymouth. So we're getting ourselves into some clean air at the front of the table, or at the top of the table, and it's definitely starting to open up. What a difference a season can make, just getting that time for those players to develop last year, now find themselves on the verge, but plenty of season still to play. And where we went from having games in hand, it's actually gone the opposite direction. Wrexham still sitting on a game in hand now. It could be right back in the mix, but clear top 4? Maybe not. Plymouth also has a plus 15. Swansea, Portsmouth, plus 18, plus 17. Both maybe underperforming a little bit points-wise from how they're actually performing on the pitch. Might not just be a 3 or 4 horse race just yet. There's still some teams to claw their way back into this. Lanahan Penreese right now is tied with 16 goals at the top of the charts for the league. Sam Lyons back into the top 3 with a 7.4 average rating. Archie Jones has been player of the match 5 times. Sam Julian is tied for top of the league in shutouts with 11. Things are going well, and the injury table is not a major bother right now. But what can be a major bother is the fact that it is January, and we could find ourselves real quickly in a spot of bother if offers start coming in and it starts impacting morale. That'll be the big thing to watch out for over the month of January. We're up against Woking. They are League 2, but they are 3rd in League 2. We are at home. We are 2nd in League 1. We should be favorites for this one. But I do have a fair bit of squad rotation happening with that busy fixture congestion. Some of the guys got recovered. Some did not. So it's a mix of A squad, B squad kind of guys. We've got Rossini in at center back. Curtis Joseph is starting in place of suspended McCartney. We've got Walker in place of Archie Jones. And then we have Hewitt in place of the lightly injured Lanahan Penreese. Adekunle recovers that one, keeps possession. We're already into the 15th minute here. Sam Lyons. Oh, thought he had a chance on the through ball, but there it is. Wilkinson. Oh, keeper, big stop. Looked like that one was headed for the back of the net, but keeper gets a hand to it, punches it or pushes it wide, and then intercepts this corner kick to the far post. It has been all us so far, as we've played half an hour and they have yet to attempt a shot and barely have 30% of the possession. Big opportunity for us to control this throughout and hopefully find that 1 or 2 goals to see this thing out. Adekunle, oh, off the wall. Okay, got a head to it, pushed it wide, or up and over anyway. Rossini, Lyons, no, keeper gets there. Halftime. And McFadden has picked up a knock. I'm not going to mess around with that. I will sub McFadden out of there. It looks like they also made a sub here at halftime as Hewitt, okay, gets the call. Huge shove there. To the right, no, there it is. That was Hewitt wide open. We just took an extra pass to get it there. That was actually a smart move as Walker then on this free kick. We're getting a lot of free kicks here early in the second half. We've only played a couple minutes. We are absolutely all over them right now. Loving the purple turf rounding the stadium here since we've moved into the stadium for the year. So much bigger than anything we had previously. Of course, this is such a minor competition that we don't have a big crowd on hand for this, but it's not a nothing crowd. Ugh, poor D, and that is so close as that one bangs off the post. I'm not sure Julian got a piece of that. I think that might have slipped under his hand there. He does better there. Clutches that one. And they're into the match for the first time. Their first attempts on goal. On the counter. Takes it to the edge of the box. Lays it off for Lyons, and Lyons completely misplays that one. That was not even close. We're going to go attacking. Wilkinson is fatigued. I need to bring a sub on for him. I'm not risking him. Archie Jones, Lanahan Penreese. We'll go with Jones. And probably swap Jones and Walker. I think we're going to increase the tempo. We're going to speed things up a little bit here, but not necessarily go for the counter attack. But we are going to push higher up and take control of this match. See if we can get it on the front foot proper. I don't want this thing going to penalties. We've had way too many of these wind up in penalties. And we have lost plenty of those. Won some. Joseph Adekunle into some space. Beats his man. Crosses Walker. Inside edge of the post. No reason for that ball to have come out there as far in as it hit. It should have deflected inside and counted as a goal. Walker cuts inside his man, way too much down the middle, and we have an injury to Archie Jones. Let's bring on Wiley. Or do we want to bring on a game changer in Lanahan Penry? I don't want to. I don't want to bring on Lanahan Penrys, except for maybe in the final minutes, which we're almost into. Walker misses a point blank far post. Keeper was completely out of position. That would have been a tap in header, and he completely misplays it. Let's bring on Lanahan Penrys here for the final minutes for Phil Hewitt, or do I want it for somebody else that's struggling like Sam Lyons? Let's see who's weak at penalties. It's not Phil Hewitt. It is Sam Lyons. So we are going to get Sam Lyons out of there, and we're going to bring Lanahan Penrys on. Five minutes of stoppage time, and we've gone a bit more aggressive for this time period. And Akunle gets us a surefire winner here in the final moments. We are not going to have to go to penalties. We've made a change to put us in that position, to set us up to be stronger. But yeah, good smart play. Akunle had cut forward. When the ball didn't come to him, he cut back inside and made sure he was well onside there. That was a good smart play. Final couple of seconds. Wiley can't get us one more. Will they get a chance to counter? Not really. Rossini recovers that ball. Time already up. Finally, the whistle comes, and we have squeaked out a very comfortable game. The XG was much higher. Shots were on target. We just couldn't get the ball in the back of the net. Big worry is Archie Jones going down injured after he was just recovering from an injury, and we were just coming back to get him fitness. He came back late in the game. He was just going to play 20-25 minutes to build that fitness and be ready to go for regular action, and 2 minutes into it, he goes down injured. So, rough day there. Let's hope it's not something serious. Sprained knee, 6 to 7 weeks. We escaped December without the major injuries, and right into January, where things have not lifted in terms of intensity, we pick one up. And actually, at the moment, that's 4 injuries, but a few of those are about to clear up. McFadden also goes down. Oh, he had a knock in the first half. But yeah, just 3 to 4 days. Former man Ashley Jones has yet again been transferred on to another team. This time, Heracles Almelo is where he is headed for the 26-year-old Welshman. $5.25 million from Reading. Conditions could see that increase to $11.5 million, but with multiple teams getting a share, we have picked up $103,000 for this one. It's a little something to help keep the balance happy, because it's not been great right now. We have definitely started to wear thin on our finances. Another 4 matches ahead. We've had a goalless draw with a poor performance from the team, other than the defense keeping things scoreless. But then we've managed to rebound with 2 away victories for a combined 7-0, just thumping of Portsmouth and Blackpool. And then returning home, playing with 10 men, but 10 on 10 after a short while, to come out 4-1 victors in a rather open affair that include in a missed penalty for Steve Walker, multiple 9.0 ratings, a hat trick for Phil Hewitt, big day for him. And in the league, as we head into the quarterfinal of the Southern section, I believe. Could be quarterfinal overall, but I do believe that's going to be Southern section. All the teams, well, I don't know. Salford's definitely not Southern, nor is Wrexham really, for that matter. So it could be just quarterfinal, period. But we are still second in the league. Yes, we did drop a couple of points, but it looks like Preston have also dropped some points somewhere. Barnsley is third, but they've played a game more than we have, and that gap behind is growing. We are now 9 points clear of anybody. Wrexham, they still have a game in hand, but they're 10 points behind. So suddenly we're starting to look now, instead of at a top 4 and others a little in range, now less range, and now we're really looking at a top 3, and then the gaps start to open. Even then, the gap to that third place team is certainly growing. Lanahan Penrith, who was on 16 goals 4 matches ago, is now on 19 and the sole Golden Boot leader for the league. Archie Jones now takes over as the second best average rating in the league. And Sam Julian has pulled clear with 14 shutouts on the season now as the undisputed number 1. This month, and we're already approaching the end of January, by the way, this month I have been active in contract renewals, the 18s, the under 21s. There's a few guys left intentionally, depending on what happens with our intake, that we may be moving on from. And I've just started the process of some renewals here at this level, and we have begun with a new contract for Sam Lyons. As I had already done preseason, most of the contracts for the senior squad were down to just Wilkinson and Julian that have expiring contracts, and in both cases we've had this long running gag of everybody else wants them, they want out. The minimum security has been the only thing keeping them around. Julian, up till now, had not been on that list. Wilkinson's been on that list for years. I did finally just naturally improve Wilkinson's playing time from squad player to regular starter, and we'll see if that does anything to get him to want to sign a new deal. But I'm going to have to progress a little bit of time and see if that happens. But otherwise, we'll continue to be on minimum security for these two. The good thing on Julian is he's wanted by freaking everybody, but nobody wants to pay anywhere near $5 million for him. All of the offers are down at that low end. They've been $2.5 million, offer after offer after offer for the last couple of years now. The value hit that this summer, and it's been there. You can see Wilkinson's value is also up quite a bit. There's others with good value, Lanahan Penrith. There is Archie Jones, Adekunle. These are, of course, contract lengths that we're sorted by right now. But there is the possibility here at some stage that, for the sake of finances, we may have to move on from one player. We might have to cash in on one player at some stage to keep the finances in check. We're definitely not losing as rapidly as we had, but we are down to 2.9 million. So it's just slowly whittled down the training facility upgrade, which is done, by the way. We should check in on how that's looking. That last upgrade that dropped us from 6.5 million to 4. Well, we've lost $1 million in the year since then. So we are losing. In fact, overall this season we've lost $4 million. It would be very smart to cash in, but all we have to cash in on is Berchielli for 14,000, Schmizek 168,000. Definitely not nothing, but with the value that he has at 1.3 million, we would be set to get more if he's actually sold. And then Thornhill, 14,000. So right now we have no big clauses to cash in on. Davidson, okay, we are owed 644,000 in an installment. He, by the way, is worth 27 million right now. Ryan Gordon's transfer value is just 85,000 for Preston. Connor Mortland is worth upwards of 4 million, and Quintafera is 14.5. there's the one right now. So the Bournemouth Quintafera, how is he doing these days? Is he playing? He's got 115 appearances and a goal for them now, and looks very, very strong. The center back, 26 appearances in the championship this season with an assist of .8 for XG. 6.79 rating is not amazing. And he's 25 now, so this is not like he's a young player anymore. That makes you slightly worried that Quintafera is not going to be a highly sought after player much longer. If it gives us the option to cash in on him, I mean, especially if we're talking like 4 million, I would absolutely take that. I would love to put 4 million back in the coffers for the club, and then we wouldn't have to worry about selling a player anytime soon. But we continue to have those perfect youth facilities. The reputation is 2 stars now. We are up to regional, so we have made progress this season with our successes, and we are catching up on the reputation rankings. Finances, even though they're not looking great, especially from where we used to be, they're still seen as secure 4 stars. And the training facilities, 3.5 stars now, are great. Definitely not perfect. We still have a few training facility upgrades to make in the next few years, next 4 or 5 years, but we have gone a long ways. Our immediate prediction for this year was 19th place, and yet we find ourselves second in the league. It's amazing how much different things are with playing at a high level, having good morale, and having the facilities and coaching to make a difference. That development was so rapid. And of course, we're in a brand new stadium now with a capacity of 15,700. That's not too far off from Bournemouth. I can't remember who has the smallest stadium that's been in and out of the Premier League. I want to say Bournemouth was, but 26,000. So we're still a bit short of where they would be. In fact, that's a new stadium built in 2029, so maybe if you're looking back at their old one, yes, there you go. So way back at the beginning of the playthrough, their stadium capacity increased to 16,500. So I do believe my memory serves me correctly, and it is Bournemouth who's had the smallest stadium in the Premier League, and right about where we're at now. So we do have a stadium that's just big enough. Man, that's a lot of landmarks that they've been through, but a lot of that's just captain changeovers. Here's their path, by the way. Yeah, Premier League beginning in the 15-16 season. Stability for 5 years before getting relegated, and then being a yo-yo club ever since. In game, though, they're now sitting on a 5-year run in the championship, near promotion level. All right, well, that's going to do it for this episode. We've got a week left in the transfer window. At the moment, anyway, it's not looking like we are in any real danger of losing any players. And let's hope that stays the same, but you never know. Deadline day can and will get chaotic from time to time. For now, though, morale's high. Things are looking good. We got one player upset that we've turned down a deal. Otherwise, everybody is still pleased for the time being, and that's going to be the key to continuing this success into the post-transfer window closeout to the season. We are 8 matches into the second half, so we still have about, 15 to go? It's not a lot. It's going to wrap up pretty quickly, but we are still in one competition, that Papa John's Trophy quarterfinal. But Rotherham is up next, and they are currently 12th in League One. We're going to be on the road. It's not going to be an easy one. We're going to have to take a top team for this one. What is our estimated value? I didn't look at that one. 8.83 million. That's it. That's all we're worth. I guess Rotherham have a much bigger stadium than we do, right? No, 12,000. How is their value so much higher than ours? Are they sitting on cash? No, they have a negative balance. Their finances are just okay. Their youth facilities are barely good. Training facility, like, what about them makes them worth more? They're players? Interesting. Interesting that they have value and we do not. Is that the reputation? The national reputation makes them worth more? But that's going to do it for this episode. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there. Bye for now.